YouTubers. This is going to be the Babylon is finished report 2, because we've abandoned these words of Jesus Christ. However, this is not going to be gloomy as some of my other reports have been the doom and gloom report. I'm tired of talking about doom a lot, It's talk about love and be spreading the true message and gospel of Jesus Christ. It's just the title of my reports. Here it is. This is going to be a reading from Luke. Luke was a doctor. His gospel provides many details of human interest, especially in Jesus' treatment of the poor and needy. Joyful tone characterized by Luke's book. I happen to be from a poor family myself. My dad's in debt. I don't have a lot of money. I'm worth about $5,000-$6,000. I pray every day, and I get up pretty much. Things are tough anymore, gas prices and all that stuff. I just try to be a good Samaritan, and every time, like when I work and stuff, I do what's asked of me, even when people put me down and stuff. I very seldom argue. I snapped at my boss a few days ago. Things are getting tough out there anymore. I just, don't like to argue much. I'm just very passive, and we're supposed to love one another according to the Bible and stuff. But I'm going to read some inspirational stuff from the book of Luke here. This is going to be about loving your enemies right here. This is from Luke 6, verse 27. But I tell you who hear me, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless these who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. If someone strikes you on one cheek, turn to him the other also. If someone takes your cloak, do not stop him from taking your tunic. Give to everyone who asks you, and if anyone takes what belongs to you, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have done to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who are good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. And if you lend to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners, expecting to be repaid in full. But love your enemies. Do good to them and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. Everything basically is starting to go opposite of that these days anymore. Credit companies, you have foreclosures and stuff. People just want their money back and this and that. Everybody's cold towards one another. So this is just inspirational. We got to start loving our enemies. Even the people in Iraq. You got to pray for the president, even though I'm not a big supporter of George Bush. Tough times here. Quit criticizing others and judging others. This is the next part. Judging others. This is going to be verse 37 through. This is going to be verse. This is going to be was it Luke 6 verse 27 through 42. Judging others. It says, "Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be forgiven to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." He also told them the parable. Can a blind lead a blind man? Will they not both fall into a pit? A student is not above his teacher, but everyone who is fully trained will be like the teacher. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eyes? How can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me take the speck out of the eye," when you yourself fail to see the plank to your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the plank out of your eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. A good example of this actually would be the other day, for example. I'm not judging Bush, but what he said though is he said that he says Russia's got to stop this violence and chaos, or else we're going to have to get involved in this war too. Bush is being a hypocrite. He went to war with Iraq and stuff, and you have all these other countries who are kind of silent about that. He's a hypocrite, yeah, it's okay for us to go in there and have innocent people die and soldiers and kill innocent people, but it's not okay when another country does it. Who are we? Is that how greedy we've become now as a nation, America? People not loving one another anymore. we think we're so inferior, like nothing can happen to us, and that's just the wrong attitude. That's just self-centeredness. I mean, you got to be out there for your enemies, and you got to treat others as they have done unto you. I mean, because the Lord will repay you. And if you have limited resources and you're poor like us, I mean, God loves the poor too, and He also loves the rich too. If you're willing to be, if you're willing to give, but it's not all about being rich, as I read to you there earlier about the love for your enemies and stuff. But I also wanted to read to you, let's see here, there's another thing from the book of Luke. The parable of the rich fool. This is what I was talking about here. Someone in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus replied, "Man, who appointed me a judge or an abider between you?" Then he said to them, "Watch out. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in abundance of his possessions." And he told them this parable. Out of a certain rich man produced a good crop. He thought to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Here I'll store all my grain and my goods. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of good things. Lay it up for many years. Take life easy. Eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be. But anyone who stores up things for himself, but is not rich towards God." "Do not worry," then Jesus said to his disciples. "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. Life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. Then do not sow or reap. They have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to his life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the lilies grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will He clothe you? Oh, you of little faith, and do not set your heart on what you will eat, drink. Do not worry about it, for the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek His kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses to yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will not be exalted, where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Watchfulness also in these last days. This is from Luke 12:35. Be dressed ready for service and keep your lamps burning, like men waiting for their masters to return from a wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. It will be given for those servants whose master finds them watching when he comes. I tell you the truth, he will dress himself to serve, will have them recline at the table, and will come and wait on them. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them ready, even if he comes in the second or third watch of the night. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. Peter asked, Lord, are you telling this parable to us or to everybody? And the Lord answered, Who then is the faithful and wise manager whom the master puts in charge of his servants to give them their food allowance at the proper time? It will be good for the servant whom the master finds doing so when he returns. I tell you the truth, he will put him in charge of all possessions. But suppose the servant says to himself, My master is taking a long time to come, and he then begins to beat the measurements and to eat and drink and get drunk. The master of the servant will come on a day when he does not expect him to, and an hour when he's not aware of it. He will cut him into pieces as him placed for the unbelievers. That servant who knows the master will and does not get ready or does not do what the master wants will be beaten with many blows. But the one who does not know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. From everybody who has been given much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Hope you enjoyed it. That's just some inspiration there from the book of Luke. And bye, and God bless you.